You ever feel like something inside of you just mentally shifted? Like you can't put your finger on what it is exactly, but you just don't feel the same and you can't figure out why? I've decided I'm gonna take 30 days and figure it out. Let me explain. Come with me. All right, I'm gonna be honest with you. Otherwise, like, what's even the point? But lately, I feel like I'm slipping or sliding or I don't know, just feeling off-centered lately. Do you feel what I'm feeling? Like, not just in like one area of my life, but a few. Like on the food side, I've been really enjoying the videos I've been posting here. And I've been writing scripts on food concepts and testing more recipe ideas. And I'm excited to share with you, like, but all that food testing and cooking and tasting and eating, for example, there's been kugel and cookies and confit. Well, that's a lot of C words. That wasn't intentional. But look, cookies, kugel, confit, that's a lot of calories. And on top of that, I'm now working on a copycat Costco food court cookie. Okay, that is a lot of alliteration, but like I am like 90% there and I will share it with you. But in doing all of that, I'm noticing it's starting to add up. And I'm not exactly just talking about YouTube or making food content. I know people in this game do the I quit video and then they actually don't, or some actually do. I really like what I'm doing and I like sharing my thoughts and ideas around food and I really appreciate you being here. But I've been feeling like I've let all these good habits I built a couple of years ago when I lost all that weight and read through all those nutrition books, like those habits are slipping or I don't know, on vacation. And look, then there's the other side of life, you know, the part that doesn't make it on camera. Parenting. Look, parenting has its challenges. I have my hands full being the primary parent, but look, it's mostly good, but it is challenging. But I feel my patience is wearing down. And look, to be honest, that's because of like all the news I'm consuming. Look, I am adding this as I film that as if the news of the world wasn't enough, we have a government shutdown here in the US. But anyway, it's just another Wednesday here in America. The scrolling through the news is doing nothing but making me feel worse. Look, is it doom scrolling if I feel terrible after 2 articles on everything going on in the world? Or like, how many headlines does it need to be for it to be an official doom scroll? And like all those news podcasts that keep rehashing all those articles and world events over and over, which then leads me to overeat or comfort eating. Cookies, tomato confit, that's super comfy. Like, don't get me wrong, the food is really delicious. I really take care of all the things that I share, but I've noticed I'm not even present at the dinner table the way I was a few months ago. I'm less focused. I'm not depressed exactly, but I can feel myself heading in that direction or in a direction I don't feel good about. I used to be very resilient with these things. And if you're like me and you notice these things, I think it's best to do something about it. This is gonna sound funny, but like, what are we even doing here if we're not being ourselves? But there's this book I've been reading, and you are not going to believe what I'm about to tell you. Are you ready? I have been reading this book to my youngest every morning during breakfast for the last month or two. The Good Egg. Yeah, he loves it, but honestly, it hits. I know. You probably weren't expecting that, but it's about this egg who's always trying to hold everything together, and eventually he just cracks. And the only way forward is for him to step back and take care of himself. And I feel like that's me right now. So here's what I'm gonna do. For the next 30 days, I'm gonna try to do a reset or something like that. Maybe that's not the right word, but definitely not a transformation. I've set some goals like I'm gonna work out every day, Monday to Friday, gym and treadmill. Manage my food intake like I did when I wanted to lose fat and maintain muscle. High protein, heavy weights, like a good amount of low impact cardio like walking. Maybe do 10,000 steps a day. All those things I did to help me reach my goals the first time around 2 years back. And look, I'm not saying I'm gonna come out of this jacked or ripped or totally transformed. I mean, that would be cool, but like, that's not the point. The point is to see what happens when I make a conscious effort to make a change to improve my body, but also my mind. Like, I'm gonna put some guardrails around my mind, like maybe like a full news blackout, like less news, maybe less podcasts, just to fill the silence. I'll just play more music. Maybe I need more quiet. Maybe do more reading, more sleep, being more present with my wife and my kids. And I know that that is a big privilege that I have. I hear that. I just need to see if I can get my momentum back in some other places outside of the kitchen. I remember reading somewhere that sometimes the smallest actions can make a big difference. I read somewhere that if you feel totally out of it and you can't do anything, just start with making your bed. I looked it up and it was a speech by Admiral William H. McRaven. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. A Navy SEAL giving a commencement speech at the University of Texas at Austin. And I'll link to it below, but he says, if you make your bed every morning, okay, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task and another and another. Now he goes on to say, and if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made, that you made, and a made bed gives you the encouragement that tomorrow will be better. And that just feels right in this moment for me right now. I always had this saying for the last couple of years that something is better than nothing. And when you want to start getting into shape or eating right or doing something different, start somewhere with something, no matter how small. 10 minutes on the treadmill is better than nothing. 10 minutes of weights is better than not lifting at all. A step in the right direction beats standing still. So that's the plan. 30 days. 30 days to see if I can pull myself out of this rut and feel like me again. Now, I'll post some updates along the way, not every day, probably some shorts. And then in the end, I'll share a full video about what worked, what didn't, and what I learned. And hopefully it's something worthy of sharing. Look, join me or don't join me, that's up to you. But either way, let's see where this goes. Because I don't know exactly how it's gonna turn out, but I do know that doing something is better than doing nothing. And maybe if you got this far into the video, you wanna do something too. And maybe before the end of the year. So hit me up in the comments. For now, this is my day one. I'll see you in 30 days. I better hit that treadmill.